Well, it has been another intense 24 hours of fighting in Gaza, and some of the most significant airstrikes as well as advances on the ground continue to be near several hospitals inside the Gaza Strip. The WHO now saying the Al-Shifa hospital, one of the biggest and most advanced facilities in Gaza, is, quote, not functioning as a hospital anymore. After days without power, water, and basic supplies, doctors saying there is constant bombing and gunfire in the area of that hospital. The IDF has denied hitting Al-Shifa and has accused Hamas of embedding key infrastructure in and around the hospital. Hamas has said that is not the case. And we continue to see throughout certain periods during the day, humanitarian corridors open up, allowing safe passage from the north to the south. We know that yesterday, at one point during a 4 to 5 hour time period for that passage, things had to be shut down while there were thousands making that trip, most of them walking the 4 or 5 miles because of intense fighting in the area. Still, the IDF says they hope to continue to provide that passage, and we know that over the last week or so, more than 100,000 have taken advantage of the ability to move again to where it might be a bit safer in the south of the Gaza Strip. That's the latest from here in Tel Aviv. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
As Israel escalates its attacks on Hamas in Gaza, protests calling for a ceasefire are growing louder here in the U.S.
What are you watching, TikTok? Is that where you get your history?
Over the weekend, on either side of Miami's famed Ocean Drive, pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel groups held dueling demonstrations.
I'm fighting for my ancestors, I'm fighting for my people, I'm fighting for my country.
We gotta fight for our right to live in freedom.
At the same protest in Miami, this cell phone video shared with NBC News and now seen by millions on social media shines a light on this hateful outburst by a woman pushing a stroller.
Hitler should have finished the job. He knew what the he was doing.
On Sunday, protests broke out in cities nationwide, from Austin to Boston.
What we're seeing now is people demanding an end to our government's complicity in this genocide.
In New York, a rally Friday night forced authorities to temporarily close Grand Central Terminal. There was also a bomb threat the next day at a Manhattan synagogue. Though police searched the area and found no sign of any threats, the voices for action, old and young. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! From grade school kids at a Brooklyn rally to the nation's college campuses, which continue to serve as a flashpoint. On Friday, Columbia University suspended 2 student groups, accusing them of violating school policy with threatening rhetoric and intimidation. And at Ohio State, investigators are looking into the assaults of 2 students and vandalism at the school's Jewish Center, which the university's president says directly targeted our Jewish community.
They're very disturbed. They are scared. And, you know, it's a challenging time to be a Jewish college student on campus right now.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Meet the Press says he believes the majority of Americans are supportive of their efforts.
They understand that we're fighting the just battle of civilization against barbarism. But those who protest for Hamas, you're protesting for sheer evil.